Hey guys, welcome to Nate's Tech Tips, and today I'm going to show you how I usually build a footer and customize a footer using the basic WordPress theme called 2024 and the standard site editor that comes as part of WordPress. Okay, so let's get into it. Okay, so here we are, we're on the dashboard, and you can see here, so I'm on WordPress version 6.61, which is a beta, but it's actually WordPress 6.6, which I'm using in my other versions of WordPress. So if we come over and we can actually read that here, it says customize your entire site with block themes. Okay, so let's take that advice and we'll open the site editor, right? Okay, so in our site editor, I'm going to add a new pattern. So I come down to patterns, down to my patterns, and I'm going to go add a new pattern, right? I'm going to call it, I'll call it footer 2024, and I'll just add that in there. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do here, I'm going to come over to this addition sign. I'm going to add a group. Choose that group there, and I'm going to, from the options, I'm going to choose the first option, which is the single part group, I guess that's called. Okay, so inside this group, I'm going to add a table. Sorry, make that a column. I'm going to add some columns. I'm going to choose 3 columns. My first column, just come over here and be able to choose the settings here. So the first column, the width, I'm going to change over here to percentage. I'm going to give it 30%. Second one, I'm going to make it again into percentage. It's going to be 20%. And the third one, again, I'll change it to percentage. It'll automatically go to 50%, but I'll just type it in there. Okay. The other thing I want to do with my columns is I want to make this into wide width, 1280 pixels across. Okay, now I'm going to come to my first column. Actually, before I go to my first column, what I might do is just come to my group, and I think I'll come to the styles and just add a little bit of padding, maybe this much padding around it. Okay, now in my first column, okay, so I've selected the first column. If you press the far left tab on your toolbar, it takes you up to the parent block. Okay, so my parent block is all these columns, the columns block, columns. Okay, it always tells you what block you're on over here. I'm going to choose the first block. Okay, and inside I'm going to add a stack. So I'll hit the addition button and I'll choose stack from there. Then inside the stack, I'll hit the addition button again. I'm going to say image. Give me an image. I'm going to choose one from my media library, which is my, essentially it's my site logo, but I'll just put it in as an image. Can't see it because it's black on transparent. So what I'll do is choose my duotone editor and come down to my shadows, double click on that, and then convert that up to a white. Okay, coming back. Now I'm back on my image block, right? If I go up to my parent block, which is a stack, I can then add I'll add my site title. Okay, again, I can't see that, so I've got my site title selected in my block. I'll come down and I'm going to change the text to white so that I can see that. Okay, and again, I'm going to go up to my stack and I'm going to add the site tagline. Okay, I'll save that. Okay, so that's my first column. That's basically how I want it. Second column, I'm not going to add anything. Third column, I'm going to add a row. So let's add a row here. Okay, we now have a row. So what I want to do is build a little navigation stack. Okay, so the first thing I'll do is add a stack, and inside that stack, the first thing I'll add is a heading. Let's add a heading in there. So I can't see that text, so what I'll do is I'm on my heading block. If I come down to text and just change it to white, and I'll say social, right? Social, like that. I'm going to change this font here, change my typography. I'll come down and I want it to be Inter. Okay, I want the size. I'll change the size to 20 pixels. Okay, and I'll also make it bold. Like that. Okay, so inside my stack, now I'm on the heading. So if I go up to my parent stack by hitting the far left tab on the toolbar, I can now add another stack. So I've put a stack inside a stack, and inside this stack, I'm going to add some navigation. Okay, let's add the navigation. I want to configure this navigation orientation to vertical. Okay, so basically that's what I've got here. Now in this inner stack, what I want to do here, that's my navigation. Okay, I've selected my navigation block. I want to go up and I want to configure this to left, justify items left. On my next stack up, I want to justify my items to stretch my items. Okay. Now, I want to actually duplicate these. So if I come over and I look inside the group, I can see the document overview here. So I've got my group, then I've got my columns. Okay, these are my 3 columns. My first column here, you can see it's got a stack which I put in. It's got the image, the site title, and the tagline. Okay, I'm going to come down. There's nothing in this middle column. My third column here so far, I've got the row, and inside that row, I've put this stack. Okay, so what I want to do now is let's duplicate this stack. Okay. Okay, so I've duplicated this stack, and what I want to do is actually, first thing I want to do is just change this heading here, because this one I want it to be about. Okay, and then what I'll do is I'll grab this whole stack again. So I've got the whole stack, as you can see here. It's including the heading, the inner stack with the navigation again. Okay, I'll grab that whole stack and I'm gonna just duplicate it one more time. Okay, and this last one, what I want to call it is privacy. I'll call that privacy. Okay, I'll save that. Okay, and what I'll do is now is I'll just save that. Okay, so if I come to my row, so I'll come back up to my row. Okay, so here we are in the heading. Let's go up to my stack, and now I'm on my row. So in the row layout, I want to choose space between items. So it's like that. It's got that space in between. If I shut this menu and shut this down, you can see that's kind of the spacing I want there. Okay, but I need to fix these menus. Okay, so I'll come over and I'll look at my settings again, and I'll look at my outline. Now in here, what happens if I change this brim here? Okay, I'm in about, so let's say I say history. Okay, so what happened there is they've all changed, which is not what I want. Okay, so what I need to do is actually come to the menu, select the menu, the navigation. Okay, sorry, not menu, navigation. And on the menu, what I need to do is say, create a new menu. Okay, so that's now a new menu. And what I can add is something to this menu. So I'll add Facebook because we're in, oh no, we're about. So I'll say history. Sorry, what I need to do here. Okay, so what I can do is come to this, add a block inside the navigation. So I'm inside my navigation block, I can say add a block, and it's going to ask me for a URL. So I'm just going to say Facebook. Actually, this is history, isn't it? So this is about. So I'll put history. History. I'll enter that. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'll come to my navigation again, and then I'm going to add another one, and I'll say team. Like that. Okay. So you see how they're not changing now because I've made a new navigation menu. This isn't affecting those ones. And so my last one, what I'll do is come to my navigation and I'll add careers. Okay, add that one there. Okay, so with the social here, let's fix that up a bit. So the first one's going to be Facebook. That's it. Facebook. Okay. As you can see, it's changing this one over here in privacy because at the moment they're sort of synced because they're the same menu because I duplicated them. The second one will be, let's say LinkedIn. And the third one, let's change Catfish to Twitter. Like that, Twitter X, okay. Now this last one over here, let's come to our menu. And what I'm gonna do is unhook that. So say, let's create a new menu. Okay, this navigation menu is empty. And what I can do is, it's privacy, right? Yep. So I can say, okay, privacy. That'll be my privacy page. Let's add another one and we'll call it terms and condition. And for a final one, let's add contact us, right? Okay, so that's kind of what I want. So it's kind of looking like that now, right? Social, about, privacy. What I want to do underneath, before I finish this, is I actually want to add another group. So if I come to my main group, let's check where I am by hitting my settings. I'll come over here to my group. What I can do now is add something into this group. I'm actually going to add another group. Just one piece group. I'm going to make it wide width again. Okay, so it's nice and wide. And I'm going to add a little bit of padding. Okay, let's add, maybe not that much, maybe this much. This is our footer. Okay, so here I'm going to add, say, a paragraph. Okay, and I'm going to, in this one, I want to write, let's say powered by WordPress, right? Or powered by Nate's Tech Tips, right? We'll call it that. Okay. let's have a look at it, how it looks. Okay, so I actually want this a little bit different. I want this further over here. So I'm going to align this. Okay, it's wide width. Okay, so this isn't actually where I want it. So if I come over here to the group, come out to layout, and I've got inner blocks use the content width. I'm actually going to turn that off. I can do it from here, so I can just justify it from down there. I could have turned that off, but I'll actually leave it on and put it down here. Okay, and the last thing that I want to do here is I just actually want to turn that into a link. And I'll say, that's WebStar Creative, which is my website. Okay, and the other thing, one more thing, is I actually want to make this bold because that's where the link is, and I'll actually change the color as well. So if I come over to my text, I can change the typography color to this one. Okay, and I'm just going to leave it like that. So that's basically how I customize my footers when I'm using the standard WordPress editor and the standard WordPress theme, in this case 2024. So if I shut all that down, see how it's going to look in our mobile version. So that's not too bad. That's acceptable for a mobile menu. And come back out of there. If I shut that down and just go Control-Shift-I and then look here, you can see how it looks here. Let's have a look, for example, in a iPhone 14 Pro Max. That's how it looks, which is okay. And then if we look at Galaxy Samsung Ultra 20, that's how it looks. So that's quite nice and neat. So I'll shut this off. And that's basically it. So I'm just going to leave it as that. And hopefully you were able to learn something from that. And just remember, guys, if you liked this content, just like and subscribe. And hopefully if there's anything else any other videos that you'd like to see, just drop it in the comment section. And that's basically it. Okay, thank you.